Hi, my name is Chelsea. I'm a web analyst for Eagle. I'm working with MPART, and I'm here to give you a short, probably 10-minute walkthrough of our website's redesign, and hopefully hear some of your questions, comments, feedback during the upcoming Citizen Advisory Workgroup meetings. So before I jump into it, I just want to let you know that we did use analytics to guide the placement of the content on our website. So that includes information on pages as well as how the information on the top navigation bar is organized. So what I'm going to do is just walk you through the homepage changes and then the top nav and then what's under those buttons. So you can tell right here, we put the search bar front and center. Something we heard a lot was that people had a difficult time finding what they wanted, and then also finding the search bar, which was previously up here. So front and center for people to find what they want immediately. On this left side here, we've got trending topics. So these are going to be parts of our website that are trending within the last month that are not already part of the main navigation. So like the meeting of the ERRC on October 31st, that's been really popular. PFAS and deer, because deer season is coming up, that's been really popular. So we've put that right there for quick, easy access. On this right-hand side here, we've got our most popular subsections of our website. So public meetings, correspondence, which is going to be like official letters and testimonies from MPART, Eagle, and other agencies. We've got videos, so FAQ, interviews, and then we've got sampling guidance, which has been pretty popular with the consultants and contractor world. We kept our frequently asked questions button here, made it a bit larger so it stands out more. Also available up here on the very top navigation bar is FAQs and the search. If you scroll down to the rest of the homepage, we have our blurb about what MPART is, and then you can click to learn more, which will take you to this MPART tab here. And then we have a little box for our weekly updates. If you don't know, we send out a weekly recap of MPART's activities every Monday at 10 a.m. So you can subscribe and it goes right to that subscription list to type in your email. If you're familiar with our Gov delivery that any state agency does, it's just like that. So the top navigation bar, we've got health, drinking water, investigations, previously called Michigan PFAS sites, testing, previously called testing and treatment, fish and wildlife, Pfs Foam, and MPART. So you'll notice that some of these have a little dark area with a white arrow. This is a drop-down menu. So anything that has that, you can click to expand and you'll get some sub-menu options. Within that, if you click these ellipses here, there's going to be sub pages. So if we go back up to the top, drinking water is split into in your home, so home drinking water, public drinking water, and then we've pulled out frequently asked questions related specifically to drinking water. So underneath the in your home section, click this ellipses, we have information on filters, home sampling guidance, so if you wanted to contact an environmental laboratory and get a kit, collect a sample and send it back to that laboratory for testing, we offer guidance on how to do that. If you don't know which laboratories offer that service, we have a page for that as well. And then if you get your water at home from a public supply, you can click this link and it'll go right to our statewide testing initiative page. So I want to show you also, if you just click on the drinking water tab, say maybe you don't realize that this is a drop down, that's totally fine. We have those same exact sublinks on the left-hand navigation. So again, in your home, you're going to have your home filters, home sampling guidance, labs that offer home testing, which is content on the web page itself, and then we also offer it for download in case you wanted to print it out, give it to someone, take it with you, whatever you want to do. Now let's go back up here. And then up here, you're always going to see your breadcrumbs. So if you don't know how to get back to where you were, obviously you can press back on your browser, or you can just look at your breadcrumbs. So under public drinking water, we have some submenus. You can find those by the ellipses. or on the left-hand side here. So we've got our statewide testing initiative. We've got our 2 toolkits from DHHS to help communicate water supply results for public water supplies in schools. We've got information on our emergency responses, and then we have information on previously reported water supplies. Those are 4 supplies that we had initially reported on way back in 2017, and our definition of some things have changed. So that's how we wanted to maintain that content on the website, but our definition of how it was categorized has changed. So to walk you through this, our statewide testing initiative is split into 4 parts: Phase 1, 2018, Phase 2, 2019, and then we have monthly surface water system monitoring and quarterly monitoring. So for all of these, you can go in, it's going to tell you what this phase is about. You can view details on the method, you can view other, it links to those other 3 sections, so Phase 1, quarterly and monthly. Understand the sample results right here. If you need support, visit our toolkit, and then you can download that public water supplies data. If you want to do your own analyses, it's on the Michigan.gov Open Data Portal. So right in here, it's our data table. If you're not familiar, you can type in what you're looking for. If you're looking for like East Jordan, you can type it in, automatically shows you just those supplies with that in the name. So you can easily find your information there. Emergency responses, we've only had the 2, which is the City of Parchment and Cooper Township, and then we had Robinson Elementary School. Previously water supplies, which we explained, early on, they were listed on the map of contaminated sites, but we've since determined that they're a symptom rather than a source. But we wanted to maintain that content again, so that's where this lives. And then under the drinking water, we've got the FAQs, like I said. We pulled out information that's specifically on drinking water, and then we also have this video that explains why are my test results different than my neighbors, which is a very frequently asked question, and this video is great at explaining that. You can play it right here in the browser. Investigations. So we had a couple of different types of investigations in different places on our website, and we have combined them all right here. So now under investigations, we have areas of interest, PFAS sites, and watershed investigations. And again, you have your left navigation, but you also have your drop down. So you can get there as well. So under the watershed investigations, we have some subpages. You click the ellipses, you'll see Clinton River, Lake St. Clair, Flint River, Grand River, Huron River, Kalamazoo River, and River Raisin watersheds. So those are all watershed investigations. If you go here, again, it's just all the same navigation on the left-hand side in case you don't pick it up from the drop-down. So go back to investigations from your breadcrumb. We've got information on PFAS sites. So these are locations that have had a result of 70 PPT, PFOS, PFOA in groundwater used for drinking water. So here we've got our interactive Pfs Site Map. It'll load. If you haven't checked this out, it's super helpful. It's an interactive map. You can click, you can find out information on it, and most excitingly, you can click more info and it goes right to that site's page. So very handy. Also on this page, if you don't want to use the interactive map, or maybe you just want to get the data, we do have a spreadsheet available for download. Or if you just want to see in a single page, not interactive, we also have that as well. And then down here, we've got our list of sites. It's alphabetized by name of site. Currently, we have 73. So that's where they all live there. And then also under investigations, we've got areas of interest. So places where we're investigating, but we don't have a groundwater result over 70 PPT. 2 places we did conduct an investigation and then find such a result of over 70. So they became an official site, and we've got information linking to their official site page here. So Do Well and 120th Ave. All right, that's it for the investigations tab. Testing. is going to list to kind of everything else that we're doing in the state. So we've got information on PFAS foam in lakes and streams, PFAS sampling in lakes and streams, which is going to be more routine testing, wastewater treatment plants in the IPP program, information on drones. We use those to identify groundwater seeps. Our PFAS sampling guidance documents live here. Our PFAS minimum laboratory analyte list lives here as well. And then we have information on the treatment technology roundtable. So again, here's the drop down, all the same information as the left-hand navigation. I'll walk you through real quick. So there's your PFAS foam on lakes and streams, PFAS sampling in lakes and streams. We've got some images of what sampling actually looks like. Pretty interesting to see. Got the wastewater treatment plants page, which was actually updated on October 16th with a lot of information. So you've got some data, you've got some charts, and then they also have their own interactive map right here. We'll give it a second to load. But this is going to give you points and tell you which wastewater treatment plant is there and what the results were. So very, very useful information in a very useful format. So going back to testing, here's our drones page, pretty short, just kind of like how we've used them. PFAS sampling guidance is mostly for technical staff, so consultants, contractors, other assorted people. We do have that home sampling guidance, if you remember, under the drinking water page. So then we also have the minimum laboratory analyte list, which is right here on the page, or you can download it if you prefer. And then right here, Treatment Technology Roundtable is something that MPART is doing. They formed the Technology Roundtable, and I believe they're culminating in a summit next year. So information for if you're a vendor, researcher, or consultant with a treatment technology, you can contact us and we'll go from there. So that's it for the testing tab. Fish and wildlife, we test two types of wildlife in Michigan. Mainly it's deer and fish. So deer, which was one of our trending topics, has information on the advisory area, which is up in Oscoda, any reports that we have, and then FAQs. So pretty informative there. You can press back on your button. PFAS and fish. So DHHS has their Eat Safe Fish guides. You can click and you can find their consumption guidelines. And it just lists everything we have for PFOS in the state. Then you can go back if you want to the Fish and Wildlife page, but that's it for that. PFAS foam, there's two types of foam that's commonly talked about. One is the PFAS foam on lakes and streams, and the other is firefighting foam. So the PFAS foam on lakes and streams just takes you back to the same page that's under testing. You can see it's under testing. And then firefighting foam. And this will tell you kind of like what we are doing in terms of firefighting foam, what we're doing next, what are we doing in the meantime, and just all sorts of information there. All right, and then under MPART. So under this tab, you're going to find all sorts of information on like the organization of MPART and what they're doing. So we're going to have an org chart right here. Should be up in probably next week. We've got information on the executive order that formed MPART under Governor Whitmer. We have a section for MPART meetings. So like when we have our public meetings, we have the agenda, the packet, and any sort of recording or presentations that were there. We also have the ERRC meeting that was just last Thursday. So you can press back, you can go back through your breadcrumb, or you can go back through your drop-down. So we also have MPART tools and reports. Information here is going to be like the Science Advisory Work Group report. It's going to be the 2018 Statewide Drinking Water Sampling Report. Just any formal report that we have will go there. Again, this is the same information, it's the same page. It's just linked to from this spot as well. Treatment Technology Roundtable. We have information on press releases, so any press release from an MPART agency that's related to PFAS, we do put right here. We have our public meeting calendar, which tells you what's coming up. You can also subscribe. That's something that sends out, I believe, every Sunday way early in the morning and tells you what's going on for the next 2 weeks. We have a section for advisory groups. So we've got our local public health department advisory committee, science advisory work group, which the work group's duties were done over the summer, and then the citizens advisory work group. So actually your guys' page, which right now just has information about the charter and the registration form. So we'll probably be looking to see how we can make this page more useful for you. We have public presentations. Oops. That's a broken link, but I'll fix that. Official correspondence. So here's your testimonies and correspondence that are not specific to a site. So anything that's specific to a site, you're going to want to find it on that site's page. And then we also have educational videos. So again, why are my test results different than my neighbors? And then some older videos here, but we're working on getting some more. That is really it. So we're looking forward to hearing some feedback, and if anybody has any questions, write them down and we'll discuss them at one of the upcoming meetings. Thanks.